I have so many dogs. Because it's an adventure in itself, so let's get started. So our story begins before even Nova, because how we lost our last dog had an effect on how we got another dog. We always had golden retrievers my entire life. My mom always wanted a small dog, but we always ended up getting a golden retriever because she loved them as puppies. They're little baby polar bears. You know, my first golden, she was a darker golden, and the second golden we got when I was like, I think Riley was maybe like 6 to 8-ish. So I was probably like 10. Our one golden passed after a very long, healthy life and just, had golden complications. And then we decided after a while that we were going to get another golden. My parents surprised us with a golden for Christmas Eve. And she was an English golden, so she was opposite color tones of the last golden. And she was just so cute, so sweet. We named her Meadow because she was just so sunny. I mean, that's not why she was named Meadow, but she was very sunny. She was very happy. She was very calm. And she was just very well loved, and the whole neighborhood kind of knew her. And then one day, I was walking her. She ate something that I couldn't stop her from eating, and she passed away within a couple minutes from a seizure and complications due to poison. So it was very scarring. And it happened in front of a lot of people. I was walking her to pick Riley up from the bus, so as she passed, she had just passed after seeing everyone. And so she had a really good last moment. But it was such a shock to the entire family. And we let ourselves kind of heal from it. And Riley and I had determined that if we were going to get another dog, we were kind of okay in our mindset to get another dog, but we did not want another golden. And my mom and my dad were shopping around for puppies, and ironically enough, a breeder that my father knew because of a family friend or a family member had gotten a dog from them had just had golden puppies. And I don't really know how we decided on, okay, let's do the golden puppy. But my mom kind of went through with it and found Nova. We wanted a girl. We always had female dogs. And she was the only girl. So we didn't have any options in choosing between another dog and Nova. And Nova, she was the cutest little snowball that you could have ever seen. Like, she used to bear rug on the ground and she would look like a polar bear. And it was just so cute. She was reckless and destructive, though. And she was very aggressive. Even at 8 weeks old, she would yip at us and try to, snap bite at us. And we would try to teach her, try to train her, and she would just fight back. She has such an attitude. I mean, she was depressed for the first 3 days because she missed her dad. And then she just turned into a raging, fueling, aggressive dog. Like, she was so sweet to you if you were a stranger. But if you were in the house, she was not nice to you. And we're just like, should we let the puppy phase, grow out? What do we do? How do we approach this? Because, we don't want to get rid of her. We want to train her, right? She's a puppy. She needs some coaching. And eventually Christmas came around, and we had Tara over, and Tara had one dog at the time. She had Wrigley, and Wrigley and Nova played endless, to the point where she was so tired and tired out that she was nothing but sweet to us. So we was like, oh, well, maybe she just needs a playmate, because, we can't play with her all the time, and when we can't give her attention, she gets pissed. Pissed and starts destroying stuff, or starts peeing somewhere, or she's a spiteful dog, okay? She doesn't get what she wants. She's spiteful. And we were like, okay, well, maybe we look at getting another pup for her. to just have a playmate. Maybe she needs a playmate. Because, like, we also had a cat, and he then passed away. So we didn't have any other animals or anything for her to kind of interact with. And we're all older, so we also don't want to be on the ground 24/7 with a puppy playing with it. You know, we have work, we have to do stuff, we are tired, we have to, you know, just go on with our regular lives, and we couldn't really give the puppy the full attention she was asking for because it was 24/7 with that dog. And even then, sometimes she would just come up to you and you'd think she'd be all cuddly and she'd bite you. And be like, what the? I'm good. Like, that dog was confusing as a puppy. She was cute and aggressive all at the same time. But either way, we decided to look at getting another dog. And I had decided that this dog I will pay for. It will be my dog. I'll take it when I leave because I had planned on being not in the house that very much longer. When life was, you know, economy-wise before COVID. And we went to the breeder and asked them if they were going to breed the dog again because we'll wait for another pup, like, we'll let her grow up a little, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, ironically, so we can't breed my dog again, and we were going to get her fixed, but a dog had jumped the fence and she got pregnant, so she's having puppies any day now. And that day turned out to be New Year's. Koda and Sahara were both born on New Year's, like right after midnight. We got to pick Koda like at 12:05. I remember looking at puppy photos. And I had picked Koda because he had all white feet. And I thought that was so cute. And I just really was like, that's my pup. That's my dog. It's that one. I want that doggy. And, you know, through having Koda, like, growing up, like, aging through that 8 weeks, he was constantly being photobombed by a very orange-esque dog. And this red dog, kept popping up in all of Koda's photos. Eventually, even... Eventually, even, my mom ended up taking notice of this red dog photobombing Koda and was like, oh, who is that dog, to the breeder, because she was just so cute with her big old smile right behind Koda. And the breeder had said, oh, that's actually the one pup we haven't been able to sell. It's a little girl, and she's gonna end up going to the kill shelters if we can't sell her. And at this point, Koda was like 7 weeks old. So, my mom kind of went into the mode, oh, that puppy's gonna go to the kill shelter because she's only got a week to get adopted. She's not gonna get adopted, and she's just so cute. So, my parents decided that we were going to bring home 2 puppies. We got Koda and a discount puppy, aka Sahara. So that's how we had 3 dogs. And 3 was a little too much. 3 was kind of the perfect number for this house. With everyone kind of being who they are in this house, 3 seemed to be perfect. And eventually, my parents decided that they didn't want all 3 of them to sleep in their room and that they wanted to split them up. So, Nova went with my parents, Koda went with Riley, and Sahara went with me. And Koda had only gone with Riley because Riley had determined that she did not want Sahara in her tiny room, and Sahara did not like her room, and that Koda was better suited, even though Koda was my dog. And this is where Koda became Riley's dog. But after some time, you know, COVID had hit. They're, 2 years old. Nova's 2.5. Koda's 2-ish. COVID's hit. We are in quarantine. And, the entire time, Nova, who usually refuses to eat sometimes and sometimes looks malnourished, and we have tried to force feed, and refuses to eat out of stubbornness because she doesn't want to eat because we're asking her to. She wants to eat on her own time. she's the weirdest dog. Like, the weirdest dog. Like, and when I say when she looked malnourished, we would make her eat twice a day, and she would either refuse, spit it up, and somehow she still, no matter how much she ate, looked malnourished. We tried everything for her. And she was so healthy in her coat and her tail, but she was always thinner. Like, compared to Koda, who's a chunk, and compared to Sahara, who's got all these muscles, Nova looked malnourished, whether she was or not. And, we tried so hard to make sure that she was eating properly. But all of a sudden, this dog, who didn't want to eat half the time unless we did something special to her food or threw a fit with her, like sat down with her, whatever the case may be, whatever to do to make her feel special to eat. All of a sudden, she was just eating. And she was eating Koda's food, and she was eating her food, eating Koda's food, and her food. Koda wasn't eating. And that was a sign to me, and to Riley, and to our family, Nova might be pregnant. I don't really know how it happened. I wasn't there. I was either working or not watching them or not in the house. But Koda and Nova had conceived babies. And Nova was pregnant. And right after quarantine was lifted in New York, Nova had given birth. She gave birth to 8 puppies. 2 of them unfortunately passed away due to complications and, first litters. 4 of them were boys, 4 of them were girls. 2 girls did pass away, and they were 2 blonde girls. And we had 4 blondes, 4 black-haired dogs. And it was kind of cool. 4 even split. Black-haired dogs. There was 3 black-haired dogs that were males and 1 that was female. And then there was 3 females that were golden and 1 that was male. And we sold all of the boys, and Riley had fell in love with Una from the moment she was born. And it was kind of determined that we'll probably end up keeping Una. Now Chica was supposed to go to a family member that ended up not being able to take her in time, and by the time they would have been able to take her, she would have been 6 months to 8 months old, and, she was already becoming attached to Una and the rest of the group that we had, so we felt very wrong trying to sell her. We were also attached ourselves. We were okay giving her to a family member still, but we were not okay selling her. So we ended up keeping her as well, and her and Una are like this. They are literally Koda and Sahara's sibling relationship reincarnated. And then, we've been trucking along. The babies are growing up. They're almost 4 now. And Riley starts working at a vet shop. She's a reception for this vet place. And I go away on vacation, and they take in a small little dog and rehome it before I even get home. Because this dog was going to be wrongfully given up or, put down in harsher words, I guess. So Riley just couldn't watch that happen and had to bring it home. And we ended up rehoming it before I even got home. And then the next time I went on vacation, it happens again. And, this time this dog is a little larger. She's a medium breed. And Riley is in love with her before she even brings her home. And I can just feel in my bones while on the phone with my parents that this dog is staying. And I'm trying my best to tell my friends and my family members and, everyone, hey, we have this dog, anyone, let me know. I know we can't be a 6-dog household. That's a lot of dogs. And, eventually we can't find anyone to take her, and it's after the holidays. And we find someone, but Riley is very attached to the point where she is overwhelmed with tears. So we ended up deciding recently that we are keeping that dog, and that dog's name is Rescue in my head, but Riley calls her Leia. I don't even remember what her original name was at this point. But she answers to both. She doesn't answer to Leia for me, which is why I ended up calling her Rescue, because I was sitting here with her one day, and I was like, Leia, we gotta go, we gotta move, come on, let's go. And she wasn't listening to me, she was walking the other way, she was ignoring me. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just start saying words at you. And I just started saying words, and I'm like, Rescue. And she turned her head around, and I was like, okay, that's what I'm calling you. So, that's how Rescue got her name for me, and that is how the dogs all came to be. We have 6, which is a lot, but, you know, they're a family, and they're a part of our family, and life would be so boring without them, so I don't regret having them. It's just, it's a lot sometimes, and it's a lot of food. It's a lot of dog food, okay? They eat a ton, and we got 2 chunks and a half chunk, and they like food. They really like food. So it's tough. Koda, if you don't watch him, he'll try to eat other people's food, like Novas and Rescues who like to leave their food there. So it's a tough dynamic, but I probably wouldn't change it either. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this story, and I hope you enjoy continuing to watch my puppies. Have an amazing day, stay beautiful, and just keep being you.